Hey, this is BremSter, and while I am still recovering, I thought I would record one of the puzzles I created before I got sick for my BremSter Unpub list. This puzzle may appear at some time on the main channel, but for now I'm just going to publish it to my BremSter Unpublished Puzzle video playlist, where people who know that it exists will be able to find this video, and I will also probably post about this to my Patreon, available for free for everyone over on my Patreon page. So you can sign up for free and get notifications of all sorts of stuff, new packs that are coming, announcements in the Sudoku community. When I create new puzzles, I will tend to post them there. So for now, let's have a look at this puzzle, Modular Portcullis. So the rules are in every box, in every row, and in every column. The digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition, so normal Sudoku rules. And all of the lines in this puzzle are modular lines, which means any run of 3 digits along any of the lines must contain one number from the set 147, one number from the set 258, and one from the number 369. The reason they're called that is because they're modulo 3, basically. One of each of the digits modulo 3. If you divide those numbers by 3, 147 have a remainder of 1, 258 have a remainder of 2, and 369 have a remainder of 0. So any set of 3 must have one each of those modulars. The vertical and the horizontal lines are separate modular lines, and I've marked them different colors in order to indicate that, but they are just modular lines. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we know that this is going to be from the 147 group. Now, so we know that this is from the 147 group, but we know that one of these is going to be from the 258 and one is from the 369. So because we have the fact that one of these is from 258 and one of them is from 369, we know that this run of 3 must have one from 147 in it, but it can't be in either of those because neither of those have 147 because it's here. And basically that's going to hold true along these lines, because whichever one this is, this will be the next one. This then has to be basically every third digit is going to be from the same group, because this will be blue, then one of the next and one of the next, and this will be whatever those two are and then need a blue, so this will be blue, and that's going to hold true along. So these will be the next two, and then this will need to be a blue so that this 3 is complete. Now, on this, we've just put a blue onto this purple line, so every third digit along this purple line is going to have to be blue. We know that 1 4s and 7s I've called blue. I'm going to call 2 5s and 8s green because that's what I normally do for me. And I'm going to call 3 6s and 9s yellow. So that's just the way I do it. Now, we know along this line, that digit, and that digit are going to be the same, but if they were yellow, I'd end up with 4 yellows, but there's only 3 of each in a row. So those must be green, these must be yellow. Now that we now know that this is a 9 because it sees a 3 and a 6, and this will be a 6, but we can probably color most of the group. This is yellow, so every third digit along this line must be yellow. Now that we've put a yellow on this line, so every third digit along this line must be yellow. There was already a yellow on this one, so every third digit along this one must be yellow. There's a yellow on this one, so every third digit along this one must be yellow. There's a yellow now here, so every third digit along this one must be yellow. So that means that that one must be yellow to make that work. That one must be yellow to make it work. This one, and this one now have to be green because I need to fill the gaps. And now what I'm missing from this one is a yellow. So I could have gone every third digit on this one had to be green. This now has to be yellow because it's 3 along, and what I'm missing from this row are 3 blue. Now, this can't be green because I've got all the greens in the box, and it can't be yellow because I've got all the yellows in the column, so that is blue. And now every third digit along this is blue, so these are both green. This was not designed to be a hard puzzle, by the way. But, we'll see how we go. I am still recovering. This has to be blue because of 3 away, and now these are all the same and they can't be yellow or blue, so those are the green. This now it fills up the blue for the rows, so 3 along is blue. That's all the blue, so these all become green. Now is it this line I need to do? I know there was a way of figuring out the colouring, and I can't remember what it was, but it probably doesn't matter. So these are 2 and 8. These are 4 and 7, because blue is 147, green is 258, and these are 6 and 9. Oh, this is yellow, because that's all that's left in the box. This sees all 3 green in the row and all 3 yellow in the column, so this is blue. So these are 4 and 7. So I can't put a blue in either of those 2 cells, so that has to be blue, which means those become blue because of the 3D spacing. Oh, I could have used the 3 spacing, this being green. That's what I could have done. And similarly, that, and that must be the same, but I've already... Oh, yeah, I could make that green. Now I've got all the greens. These have to be blue. There you go. Being sick doesn't help. It's not an excuse, it's just what's going on. So 4 comes out of those. These are... let's see if I can do more colouring. But these are 147. 147. I mean, all of the blues are 147. So pencil marking them all seems a little over the top. Have I marked all the lines yet? No, I haven't. This is a yellow and a green, which will fill up the yellow, so this becomes green. In fact, I've got 3 blues and 3 yellows in this row. All of those become green. I had that green, so that would have done it. This now has to be yellow to finish the box, so these become yellow. This becomes blue. This is a 3 because it's all that's left for that yellow. These are now 6 and 9. This is a 3. This is yellow to complete the box. These are 3 and 9. So this now has to be the 6 because it's the only yellow that's left. There's blue and green in those. Not sure. There's a yellow in one of those, but it can't be there because I've already got all the yellow. So this is the yellow and it's a 9. This is the missing blue. So what I'm missing in this row is also a blue. What I'm missing in this box is a green. What I'm missing in this column is a blue. These, by the way, are 2 and 8. What I'm missing in this column is a green. What I'm missing in this box is a yellow. What I'm missing in this row is a yellow. And what I'm missing in this column is a yellow. So now I've done all the colouring. Now I just have to solve it all. And I could potentially solve them all as 3 different puzzles, because now I've got 3 mini Sudoku in the grid. One on 147, one on 369, and one on 258. 369 seems to be the most filled. So 369, this is a 6 or a 9. This is a 6 or a 9, so that's the 9, that's the 6 because of that 6. That looks like making that the 9, which makes that the 6. This is a 6 or a 9, and it sees a 6, so that's the 9, that's the 6. These are 3 and 9, but I've got a 9 there, so that becomes the 3, that becomes the 9. This row needs a 3, this box needs a 6. The 3 looks like making that the 9 and that the 3. This column needs a 9, the box needs a 3. These are 6 and 9, but the 6 here looks down making that the 9 and that the 6. This needs to be a 3, and I've done all the yellows. Next, I suppose I might want to work on the blue. Why not? Let's pick one. So this is a 4 or a 7. This 7 takes a 7 out of there. This is a 1 or a 4. This is a 4 or a 7. Oh, this is a 1. So this is a 4 or a 7, which means this has to be a 1, which takes 1 out of there. 1 is in one of those 2. This is a 4 or a 7. This is a 4 or a 7. Give me a 4-7 pair in the row, making that the 1, that the 4, that the 7. Looking at making that the 4 means that's the 1, that's the 7, which means that's the 4, that's the 1. This is a 7 because it sees a 1 and a 4. That's a 4, which looks down, making that a 7 and that a 4, which makes that a 7 and that a 4, which makes that a 1. Takes 1 out of there. The 4 makes that the 7 and that the 4, that the 7, that the 7, that the 4. I'm missing that digit, which is a 1, and I've done all the blues. So now I've just got the 2 5/8s. There's a 2 8 already in this row. That's the 5. These are 2 and 8. The 2 8 in the row means that's a 5. These are now 2 and 8. No, 2 and 8. This is a 2 and an 8 because it's a 5 in the row. 5 is in one of those 2, but that's not really doing everything. These are 2 and 8. There's a 2 8 in this row, so this becomes the 5. This becomes a 2 and an 8, so this becomes the 5. This is a 2 and an 8, so this becomes the 5. Something's going to have to break that open at some point. Oh, this 8 makes that 2, which makes that 8, which makes that 8 and that 2, which makes that 8. This has to be a 2 to complete the box. The 8 looks down, making that 2 and that 8, which makes that 2, that 8, that 2, that 8. There is a 5 here, so this is 2 or 8, but it sees a 2, so that's the 8, that's the 2. That makes that 2, that 5. This row is missing an 8. This box is missing a 5. And that is the solution to the puzzle. Not a very hard one today. As I said, this was basically just me playing around with modular lines and having some fun. Hope you enjoyed that one as a little coffee break puzzle. And as always, good luck with your solving.